This is the Poker Den in East London, feeling a bit tonight like the OK Corral. This poker game has Phil Helmuth in the blacksmith shop, Tony G in the saloon, and the Devilfish walking down Main Street under a hail of bullets. Phil Helmuth's starting to look like Jerry Cooney, while Tony G's his Larry Holmes. He's running through Georgia like Sherman, setting everything on fire with the help of Roland to Wolfe. How will the Devilfish's leaving affect the game? But more importantly, what will Hearn's arrival do? Let's check out the players at this table. Roland to Wolfe is into his stride, closing in on Tony G as he approaches big win.
Maybe even more gambling in the poker than I expected. People were playing aggressive.
For this Russian, Kirill Gerasimov, some days the best you can hope is to just break even.
Really interesting because people is joking as Phil Helmuth is very famous player. It's very interesting.
Phil Curtis came late and quickly churned like chum.
I've got a feeling that the game's going to change in the next hour or two anyway, and people are going to leave because people are getting tired.
Tony G has been the table captain since he sat down, and he's winning a bunch of money too.
Phil Helmuth is telling everybody how good he is, but I proved that I'm a better player than him. There's no doubt, at least to myself.
Does Phil believe it? He's certainly not given up yet, but down for the count. Can he come back swinging at Tony G?
I think I can hold Tony in the palm of my hands very easily. So he's never going to get to me.
Well, Parg, in order for the game to kick on, they're going to kick it up to $50 and $100 blinds. And Phil Helmuth in seat number 1 may find that the pots are starting to get big enough to get even. In addition, in
200, 400 might help as well.
In addition, in seat number 7, you see a new player, new blood come into the game.
Welcome, Mr. Helmuth.
I'm going to venture an opinion that he's someone who hasn't been up all night in the green room.
If he has, it's a credit to him. He looks like he's just stepped out of Portland's window.
You, I want to be as far away from as possible. I don't know how you can even tolerate him. That one, it got me there. Oh, right, sorry.
I'm going to rob you.
You know, it's a fantastic thing. I mean,
I'm going to rob you every
we know Barry does.
Every hand I'm going to rob you.
You can only dream of things. You're
He's no
foreign.
mug.
You've got
He
no
can play
chance. This is the
poker.
East End of London, son. You'll be on your bike going home very short.
The bike's for you. I'm going to take your car.
I've had a very good morning.
I'm going to take your car.
Yeah.
I'm going to
He
send
looks
you back
very well,
on
and
Phil's bike. He
Having
lost his bike.
had a fresh night's sleep on
He has
these
no bike
guys,
to go back,
I
right,
kind of
Phil?
fancy him to clean them out.
I won every day over here.
I fancy him to finish up
You
looking the
ladies,
best by
every
the time he
day.
finished anyway.
I won every
Got
day.
a little bit of an edge.
You are late. Yes, that's true. I'll admit that. You are. Phil, you're an absolute legend.
Barry Hearn buying
Any
in
of us here would dream to achieve
for 10
a quarter
grand.
of what you've achieved. There's no doubt about that. Barry, right? Any of us could achieve a quarter of your...
I'll take a fraction of that.
Like if all of us put together could achieve a quarter of what you've done, we'd be happy. You're an absolute legend. You're one name that people can never forget in poker.
Phil doesn't like people being called a legend while he's around.
On the other hand,
Well, I wonder if Helmuth is starting to feel like he's a little short chip now.
But there's no chance. But it's
beginning to feel like he's a little bit out of luck now.
I just want to take Barry's 10,000.
Phil has been playing for 12 hours without it. Apart from hitting that three and rolling, that's about the only nice thing that's happened. And
Take those glasses off. They don't make
yeah, and he has had
These are reading glasses.
700.
You know, I mean,
one or two meetings with the kitchen sink when it was thrown in his
money do you
direction.
have at home?
this is definitely a new Phil Helmuth. The 7 deuce Parg, blinds have gone up.
And he
And
wakes up with aces.
perhaps this is what Phil was waiting for.
Wasted 3,050.
Bit unlucky for Phil there. I mean,
Oh my God.
this is the first time he stepped out of line in, is it 12 hours, 13, 14 hours?
How come Tony G did that? Phil hasn't stepped out of line all night. The very first time he puts a little toe in the water. Tony G cuts him off at the knee.
Special.
You know, in some corners, that ace-8 against the Phil Helmuth raise would have been considered not much of a hand.
Foolhardy, I've heard it called in the past. But, I'm not really sure if Tony G picked up on something there. He just did it for the hell of it. I strongly suspect it for the hell of it, but...
Now he's forgotten to count.
Just for the television, I stuck
It's like
around.
it's out of control. He can't control it. He gave up. He said, "The universe, take control and take anything I have
No,
to
I
pay."
said I deserve to
So
get
he's just
lucky
paying $5,000 an hour to sit here. He just wants to sit next to me and learn. That's all.
Oh, Tony, you're not.
You
You really are. You know, you're in my hand, and now I'm going to put you there for a little while. Is that where you want to be?
I understand, but I always seem to get.
Is that where you want to be?
There's
Okay,
1-8.
that's it.
There's
You
2.
pushed it. Now you're in my hand. You're gonna have. You're gonna stay there for a little while.
Barry's
okay?
patience has been rewarded.
No, it's too late to apologize. You wanted to be in
Raise
my
to
hand.
500
You pushed it all the way to the end. Now you are in my
Every
hand.
time you raise, I'll come over to top.
That is a nice
and take
size
it away from
raise.
you. You won't even see what happens. You won't even know what
500.
happens. And you will not even feel what happens.
This game is feeling a
can
little
talk
bigger
all
In
than
the
it did.
meantime, let me rob
It's
Barry
not going
here.
to help. None of it.
But I won't rob him this time.
Plus,
I think it's not the right time.
So you have the first one.
Is that time to go now? I can say I left the table with Helmuth and G in front. Yeah.
Doubled the gate receipts for last week.
Oh, no, Roland, that's too accurate. That's horrible.
Put you on an ace jack.
You got a big draw though.
Yeah,
You got,
He is
I don't know how
ahead.
you do it.
Let's-
You must be able to see the cards. Unbelievable.
you got a big draw. You've got the Man United, the Arsenals of the game here. You have to cause a shock.
100 for your big
You got a home draw.
Race
You got a
around
home
Leighton
draw.
Orient
What's this one?
during the game tomorrow.
You got a home draw.
You know, what's just
You wanna
happened
have a
here,
race
Parg,
around
is
half-time, me and
Phil is
Malcolm?
all of a sudden not the center of the game.
100,000
And
around,
No, I've heard about your
They have the two fattest
Oh,
asses
that's
in the
amazing.
world.
You guys are unbelievable. You can't get enough of it.
I know, it's amazing. And the racing will be fantastic.
They haven't
Might
raced
make
that
the
much
cut.
because they're so fat. You can tell.
I chased him.
Especially Tony.
plus, raise to 200.
It's still controversial, but the result. It's been unbelievable series.
Cool.
This Premier League is amazing. Absolutely
I
amazing.
really enjoyed just listening to some of the action.
this is now the second time Phil has raised in 3 hours. This time he only got 4 callers, but
Well,
nobody
it's
re-raised.
first time his cards added up to 9. It's 8 now.
In the UK, it would
He's the
work.
new Jade Goody.
No, but in the UK,
Slightly thinner, Jade Goody is.
this would work.
Slightly more
unbelievable.
Only
intelligent,
rolling
Jade
the
Goody.
Wolfe out here. There's
9, 6,
Look at this, though.
1,000 in the
Another
pot.
pot I'm going to take away from you on the flop.
check.
Tend to believe that. There's no pairs
Check.
out there, but
Bet it all.
Check.
Tony G with the flush draw.
I bet it.
That's 400.
I wanted Phil to bet so I could raise. But I'll take what's available.
Wonder if
Plus.
Helmuth could find a call to spike a 4. Kind of unlikely he's got enough chips to make it really pay off.
It's kind of unlikely he believes it. He's going to hit a 4 if they kept turning cards up for the next
What do
20
you
minutes.
need? You want me to sweat?
I check.
Okay,
gonna
I'll
move
check
all
as
in the
well.
dark?
I'll check. You check, I'll check.
You didn't move all in?
Double
we
check
used
in
to
the
on
dark. Let's
Spike
just see the
before.
river now.
Blame him for trying to get something going.
Oh my God.
Wow. And the unfortunate thing is Tony G checked in the dark behind Phil's dark check, which just some
Right,
places
well,
considered a bit
variation.
unfortunate.
That's even more unfortunate.
Look at this. All in.
God.
You need the nuts to
And
win.
cool.
This is
Tony G has just held over Phil Helmuth all night long.
Thank you.
Man, I don't really think that all the checking in the dark on the turn made a damn bit of difference.
no.
You did qualify in the end. You actually, did you check the turn?
This is
Listen, take the 3 away and let's replay the
Phil
pot.
Curtis is holding
This
his hands
one,
over
this
his
is actually
mouth.
the 2 spades.
It's
That's him.
Don't give up on me.
How can I not give up?
Give one more shot.
I made a
I'll give
straight,
you-
you made a flush, you beat me over and over and over
I'll
and
give you
over.
6 to 1.
I'm not
6
having
to
any
1.
fun anymore. It's no fun
All
for
right.
me.
6 to 1. I'll give you.
I've never played 12 hours of poker in my life and not won more than one pot
Look,
over
you lost the
3,000.
side bet as well.
It's the
That
sickest-
wasn't just the 5,000 you lost. You lost the side bet.
I owe you 1,500.
You got a
but I'll
feel
give you
for
now
Helmuth
6 to
here.
1. If you can get 5,000 up to
I don't want to
25.
play anymore, Tony. Nice
Come on,
job.
don't give up.
Congratulations.
Come on, Phil. It'll be no fun with you.
Well, you can hardly blame Phil here, can you?
I have not won a pot.
I tell you what, I'll stake you to play.
No, thank you.
I'll stake you.
No, thank you. I pass.
That's the ultimate indignity.
Later, Roland. No, I've lost
Tell you what,
35,000. I've never.
You know what? Phil has shown a lot of
I've
class
won
tonight.
one
in
pot
my
with
He
opinion.
certainly
30,000 in 12 hours.
I know people say a lot of things about Phil, but I
And
think
of
he's shown
course,
a
I made
tremendous
straight
amount
four.
of class tonight.
That was the one time he checked in the dark behind me all night.
Phil,
I knew.
This will go down as
Phil,
one of
I'll
the...
give
It
you
was a
10
bit
Did
to
you see
1.
that?
Phil,
That was the
I
one
think the check
time.
in the dark
listen to
nearly
me.
would have broke my heart too.
10 to
One
1.
time in his
Nearly
life
broke
did he
my
check
heart.
in the dark behind me.
Phil,
Sitting
Didn't
up here
wanna bluff
watching
it
it.
off.
Phil,
Number.
I give you
Just have
10
your
to
number.
1 to
That
turn
was
5,000 into 25. 10 to 1.
Good luck, Jim.
Phil, 10 to 1.
No, I'm not interested, Tony.
I tell you
Good
what,
luck.
I'll move. I'll move and give you some room to breathe.
Marty?
This is
All right.
right.
Phil, give me a hug. You're
I knew when the 4 of hearts came off that you were going to somehow bust
But don't be
me.
upset at me, okay? Let's forget it.
I'm not upset with you.
You get me?
You're still in my hand. You know that.
You'll
It's
get me
irrelevant.
next time. You're all right. You're
No, I mean, I've never played
Would he
12
fit in
hours
there
of
with the
poker
universe?
and not won more than one pot with 3,000. It's impossible.
I understand.
I've never run this bad, so
It
I gotta
really
go.
has not been Phil's
Good
night.
luck, everybody.
See you.
But
I can't explain what happened. I don't understand how you could get to 15,000 loser. I mean, I don't understand how I could wait for 12 hours and never really catch a rush of any kind. That's unheard of. I mean, it could easily have happened where in one round of the table, I could have won 3 pots with over 3,000. That's not uncommon at all. But then to go, I don't know, 100, 200 rounds or whatever and only win 1 pot. So, I mean, it's a little bit surreal what happened to me. I'm still not sure. I'm like, huh? It just seemed like whatever I did, I lost. And Tony, man, he's not going to get to me. I'm so much bigger than he is. I mean, you know, I'm just so much. I can handle it. I have thick skin. I'm you know. I mean, I think I can hold Tony in the palm of my hands very easily. So he's never going to get to me. But man, it was kind of a tough night.
Five players now left. Helmuth. He did last quite a long time, but the big leader at the table, Tony G's, just been having some kind of night.
You want me to pick on you now, Roland? You ready?
Yes, sir.
Roland is fearless. You can't worry Roland.
To give me like a curve.
I mean, that is the guy for Tony G to pick on, because if he looks around the table, Roland's the one with the chips.
Well, I came not to play. I mean, it's possible.
Give the Russian 15,000. I'm gonna rip him apart. Give him 15,000. Don't worry.
Tony says, just bring some more money to this table. I want to see what I can win.
No, I'm gonna rip you apart. I'm gonna send you back to Russia. You watch. I'm gonna attack you now. You next. Okay. I had enough of this rubbish.
Race to
Playing
300.
tight, dribbling your money all day.
Phil Curtis facing the problem of being pretty chipless at all
He's all
in
in.
re-raise with the pocket ducks. That's kind of a tournament move.
Plus,
But if Tony G calls, it's going to be a straight race
Cool.
anyway. A chance for Curtis to get back in the game, perhaps.
1475.
I haven't got aces, but I'm ahead.
You have something.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's okay. Well, that's all right. Okay.
I'm ahead.
That's
I'm
what I said.
ahead.
I think I'm ahead. That's what I said.
I'm ahead.
I won't be. Yeah.
Very mindful.
Kind.
This pot has gotten very big between Tony G and
Anyone
Phil
have an
Curtis,
ace?
and
You didn't ask me. Sophie, you never asked me.
he's all in before the flop. And
Tomorrow morning.
this is Curtis's chance, really, Parg, to get
Ace, ace.
back in the game.
I tell you what.
You don't really think he's going to win this pot, do you?
I don't have a great feeling about it, no.
Queen.
You can't
9.
You know, one of the most extraordinary things about this game is that Tony G is only winning just over
Well, that's the
20,000.
3 less pulls
have
of
a
the
new
day.
flop,
that's
put those
very
cards
good
away and
point.
have a new flop.
I mean, normally when you're running as good as Tony G is, you've won a house at this stage. Detached.
Oh, what?
Any deuce and you win. Any deuce.
You bought
Tony's
You know
a bit
what?
early
Deuce
here.
of diamonds. Give him the deuce of diamonds.
You know the man.
He'd take it at this moment in time.
Deuce of diamonds.
You know, this is the way these games seem to go every once in a while. One guy just gets completely unbeatable. And
A rebuy.
Well, Curtis is showing that he's made of some pretty strong stuff here.
The Russian. I just want the Russian. I don't want you. Stay out of my way. Let me rip the Russian apart.
How much are you rebuying for?
5.
He's stupid. He's stupid. I told him that.
Yeah.
You are stupid, right?
$5,000.
You agree?
You shouldn't be allowed.
He loves
out
it, but
in the
now he stopped playing with me.
I'm not surprised.
Instead, he tried to play with Phil Ivey
Pass.
and all that.
Is that Michael?
Raise to 300.
No, not
Here
Michael.
comes Gerasimov.
Oh, yeah, Massa. Massa's sick.
He's been my customer, and now they've taken over. He wants to play the other guys. It's crazy. Okay, try. Maybe come.
Cool.
I think the real storyline here, Parg, is how many people Tony G's going to bust tonight.
Maybe check raise this time.
And will it include
5.
Tony G?
10.
Well,
Jack.
yeah,
Check.
it's a good point.
Bets.
Wouldn't it be something if Gerasimov
500.
comes out of all this with all the money? I mean, he's certainly not going to fall asleep.
Raise to 3,000.
Well, you can put it in the unlikely category at this stage.
I'd like to lay anything that no matter what happens, he's the last man sitting at that table. He might not have any money in front of him, but I'll bet he's still sitting there. That's just,
Well, a seat's a seat.
has Tony G raised this?
I think he's folding. Take his cards away.
Tony G has check raised Gerasimov here, and it's 1,500 more to Kirill. Kirill laid
No,
down
we've seen him. Yeah, exactly. We've seen him fold exactly this hand.
against Kenna James, right?
Yeah, when Kenna had a pair and a flush draw.
Cool.
Well, obviously,
Found the courage.
at the time, Kenna James was playing a pretty solid game. You could describe a lot.
tell you what, I'm
Tony
on
G's
the
game
ball
was a
now,
lot,
I'm
but
not
solid
Doing
wouldn't
that,
really
it's
be
my
it at the
third
moment.
6.
I check.
Check.
I give up. Take it. Take it, Russian.
There's 4,700 in there.
Take it. Bet 10,000.
You know, there's one thing
Bet
about
10.
Gerasimov.
It's good.
Bet
Doesn't-
4,000.
He doesn't ever seem to be intimidated.
Well, he certainly knows exactly where he is in this pot.
Jeez, if Tony raises in here, I don't.
If Tony G raises, Phil Helmuth wouldn't give you any more than even money on a
Next
king
time.
coming on the river.
Next time I get you.
Nice play from Kirill.
The end is nearing.
I mean,
I think he knew exactly
Gonna
where he
rip you
was in that
apart.
pot.
yeah,
And to take it didn't put him off too much.
Don't worry, I get you.
no.
He is a pretty cool customer, Kirill.
Someone was telling me, I think it might have actually been Phil Helmuth who was telling me about he said if you watch the tape of when Kirill was at the final table of the WPT Championships at the Bellagio, the 25,000 one, he got second to
That's true.
Alan Gehring. I think Tad Forrest was at the table, Phil Ivey and all that. He said if you saw the number of times that Kirill Gerasimov put all the chips in on the river with absolutely
Raise
no
to
hand,
300.
it was incredible.
Pass.
He's a pretty
I want
Pretty
Guac
courageous
wine too,
guy.
so I'm just going to call.
Cool. Pass.
I lose one hand, I'm going to be quiet.
Cool.
How long for? I'm not a good loser.
Has Curtis got the jacks again?
Yeah, perhaps a little chastened.
They haven't exactly been very lucky for him.
2.
That happened last
3.
time, the ace on the board.
Ace.
And it
Check.
was Roland representing.
Check. Check.
I think Curtis is getting a break here. The Tony G isn't going to have a pop at this.
7.
Surprised
Check.
Roland didn't.
Check.
I suppose I have to bet it now.
I suppose you
I
do.
do. You showed weakness, both of you. But I'm more worried
900.
about Kirill than you.
I'm worried about him than me. I'm offended.
He's liable to
Officially
do.
offended.
He's liable to do something crazy, and you don't have that much. I can swallow it if you pick up a draw.
No, the last time Curtis had the jacks, an ace flopped, and
Cool. Pass.
Roland the Wolfe slow played it on the flop
Right.
before Curtis got into a whole load of trouble on the river when he unluckily hit 3 jacks.
I think you just called with banana there to bluff me.
But he's made a good call
I
here.
push it
10.
if I feel.
Yeah, the king would not have been a fun card to have
Check.
Curtis to have to swallow there.
The
Wolfe.
Like Roland's considering
How much you have?
another bullet here.
Why don't go?
37.
Well, I think he's keenly aware that perhaps Phil Curtis is not going to really
Take it
enjoy
all
putting
cheap.
all his money in here.
How much you take today?
That's 4,000.
You take
But he might. It's very similar to what Johnny Houston did with his money when he had the queens, perhaps.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Stupid. You know that. Told me that yourself.
I'm pretty sure Curtis was going to call this if the spade didn't come.
I take everything.
The spade makes it a little bit trickier, especially after all the checking on the flop.
Yeah, the best hand.
It's going to be the end of your career.
Not really sure Roland should have said that to him.
Oh, that was Tony that said that to him.
Oh. I'm pretty sure Tony should have said that to him.
I'd be nearly positive Tony shouldn't have said that. Tell you what, this would be the kind of call that would really make Curtis. I think
Well, this would really light this game up. It's,
yeah.
All right, I'll let you bluff me.
Pass.
Oh.
Don't show me that. I don't want to.
well, you know, the spade on the river made it a bit tough,
I say
Jesse.
Barry.
Yeah.
Well, you can't stop you if you want.
Why don't you call sometimes?
Parg, jacks are a tough hand to play in no limit hold'em, and
Especially when you're on your third buy-in.
I thought I made it look weak.
It's only a matter of time before he blows up. Like a typical Russian car. No outs.
He invested in a suit and now hasn't
Yeah.
spent so much money on the
As soon as the
suit.
suit goes back, I can play again.
Spent so much. Whose blind is it?
indignation to Phil Helmuth.
Blowing
Kind of
up.
thought
Raise to 400.
perhaps he
I know
was
this is an easy blind.
deserving of that hand. Black nines,
Cool.
and
No, everyone's in. Even Kirill Gerasimov.
400 has
Oh,
brought
right.
a lot
He
in.
only wants to play heads up.
got a chance
He only wants to play
Pass.
Are
heads
you
up.
playing?
I am, yeah.
Don't worry, we
not
decide
serious.
this heads
These
up
are
for
pretty
everything.
tight fold by both Kirill and
Everybody will
Barry.
take all the money for sure, and then we take it
I mean,
heads up.
Otherwise,
Everything.
I'm
We
not
play
coming back.
Can't say I blame them, but
You agree?
Well,
We don't
you
finish
just
this
did.
like this. There's going to be no chips on the table.
Cup of tea in the morning.
it turns out there's a lot
I
of
don't
hands
like
out
you
there,
out.
Parg.
3, 2.
Guagua. Okay.
What's okay?
Barry's dodged out a bit of
Okay.
a bullet
I'm
here.
just deciding how much to
Yeah.
bet. But I will bet. 800.
That's 800.
And what is
You
wrong?
think I'm here to give my chips away?
Cool.
No. I'll look one more card.
Pass.
Maybe you have already.
Maybe I have already. Maybe come more.
7 of diamonds.
Thank you very much.
Seven
Tony
from
G would
heaven.
vote for that.
If I check
Then
in
we
the
have a
dark, what do you
quorum, I think.
Do you
2.
think
Check.
Roland is checking to call?
Check.
What is Tony up to? Thinking he's going to get money off the river this way? Wish I knew
5.
sometimes.
Good chance Tony don't know either. There's a little bit of mind games going on in this pot.
That's 1,300.
Oh. That's
Call me with a 3.
Cool.
I think you got a deuce though. I got
Who
a
bet
bad
that?
suspicion.
You got a
Roland?
queen? If you hit the queen,
I'm
On the
calling.
river?
9s. If you hit the
How
queen,
many
you got
questions do these guys allow before they declare?
I
I
knew
just
it.
momentarily.
It looks like they both know what's going on until all of a sudden they open their mouths and start saying what they think the other guy might have.
Whatever you give me, just take something.
I'm Tony G. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. I've been playing poker for 20 years. I've had a lot of highs and lows in poker. It's been mainly highs over the last 5 years. Won Bad Boys of Poker title, WPT. Won the European Poker Championships. Just recently the Asian Poker Championships. And quite a lot of money in cash games. Cash games are my specialty. I prefer cash games to tournaments because you can make a lot more money out of it. If you're a good, solid player, and if you know what you're doing in cash games, you can make money all the time. In tournaments, a bit of hit and miss because you're not guaranteed to make any money for that day. In cash games, if you get into good situations with the right players, you can make a fortune every day. My strength is endurance, strength of reading people, that's very important, and strength of not being on tilt. when the pressure's on and things are not going well. Riding through the bad times and really pushing it when good times are here. Like when you're dominating a game, that's when the time is to push. I'm going to be very aggressive, I'm going to be very creative, and I'm not going to be afraid to stick it all in.
I want to have the.
Welcome back to the partypoker.net big
Don't
game.
be ashamed.
Oh,
You're okay.
that's a low maintenance haircut.
You're a pretty boy. You're a sweet boy.
The Gus.
Pass.
He cuts down on the shampoo budget.
Sweet boy boy.
Raise to 300.
The
Cool.
wheels are off.
Barry hasn't exactly been a raisin
I
machine
call, I
since he
look,
said
maybe come.
The sweet boy is in the.
What could I fold now?
action is what he's
The
getting.
sweet boy on the button.
Maybe come.
The sweet boy on the button, Tony. Just remember.
We've got a family pot with the exception of Kirill,
Maybe it's gonna come.
One time.
because Roland
Jack,
got not
5,
much.
10. Bets 1,000.
Well, now Barry Hearn can play this a couple different ways, Parg. Probably depends on what Curtis
Plus.
does.
We'll play Tony.
Raise to 3,000. Pass.
Tony.
I think Tony might
No,
move
no,
all
Tony.
in.
He's done really well here. Donating 1,000 to the pot.
He's asking Tony a serious question here.
Yeah. Tony does have a nice draw.
Tens, jacks up, right? Jacks and tens.
And Tony is giving Barry respect for having a hand here.
You sure?
Pass.
Oh, very quiet. Look. No talk. Looks fun. Look like donkey.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, well,
You wouldn't be able to tell who was the professional poker player out of you two in that hand.
so, I just want to. This is the haircut I want. That one.
Barry,
Gus.
Yeah, I like that. That's nice because you get up in the morning, you just go out.
That's why I got the same. I'm the same.
I do that and I don't have that haircut.
Barry may be a recent convert to poker, but he's really taken it to heart.
My name's Barry Hearn. I'm the chairman of Matchroom Sports. I was born in Dagenham in Essex, and I've been playing poker for about 8 years. It's a very short conversation to tell you the number of tournaments I've won, because I've never won one. I've had 5 final tables on TV, which is a good record. I'm very happy with that. But I've always been second, third, fourth, fifth, and never ever the winner. So I'm the bridesmaid, not the bride, but I've enjoyed every second of it. I'm fairly fearless at certain levels. I think I'm getting better all the time because I play an awful lot of poker. Mainly I play online. You know, I play in Vegas 4 or 5 times a year. I play a lot of television tournaments, but I think you have to serve your dues. You know, you have to have the bad beats. You have to recover from the verbal lashings to be a better player, and I'm getting better. I'm a long way from the finished product, but I've gone a long way in the journey to where I am now, so I'm more confident of holding my own at certain levels. I'm not sure today I'm not out of my depth, but we'll give it a crack. My weaknesses sometimes can be lack of concentration over long periods of time. My advantage in the cash game is because of my busy work schedule, I can't do the full stint of 24 hours. Actually, that's an advantage for me because my concentration levels are very good over, 2-3 hour peaks. I think I have to take my hat off to these guys that can play days for days and still make the right call and have the right bet. I'm not so sure I could do that. My big weakness, therefore, is inexperience in the longer cash games and maintaining concentration. I love confrontation, I love competitiveness, I love one against one. I'm not the greatest team player in the world and never was, even when I played sport as a young man. I much preferred more individual pursuits. And poker that's the highlight of the whole thing, isn't it? It's you against a player or a group of players. You know that within the rules they're trying to kill you and you're trying to take all their chips and bankrupt them. There's a certain mystique to something which is so definite, so defining, that moment of all in. The moment when the cards turn over. Gentlemen, cards on the backs. And you look and you think, I've won or I've lost. I've read the situation properly or I've failed to read the situation properly. And sometimes it's a humbling experience and sometimes it's elation.
I have the lifestyle of another haircut to do it. And I don't get up in the morning.
Yeah, okay, you get up in the afternoon.
Can I have a job?
Yeah, not if you don't get up in the morning.
Give me a job at Matchroom.
Oh man, there's a queue. There's a queue.
There's a
You know,
queue.
I've been teasing you.
Barry's game park.
You were the only one that picked that up.
It's tight but aggressive. I mean,
The Russian.
he's going to be tough to exploit here.
Everybody didn't know if you're
The guys will be looking for opportunities. Well, I guess most of them involve trying to take off flops against him and hope he misses. But
a bit better than that, I think.
you know, if he's always raising with the best hand, like Barry's liable to get ahead here, isn't he?
6, 5.
You talk now.
Jack.
Okay.
You're not going to intimidate.
What is that? Pretend.
It's very elaborate.
What exactly is that? I'm going to pretend.
You know, Barry's record on TV is pretty impressive.
I think
Bet
he's colourblind.
250.
The bet has come from the Wolfe, second pair, and Curtis has third pair.
Pass.
And
It's a bit aggressive.
you know,
You're
he's
not my friend.
Park. He's
You're not my friend.
he's been a bit
None of you are my
unfortunate.
friends. I want to take all your
6.
money.
He's even more unfortunate now. He's drawn dead.
You want to rob me? Did you rob me, Barry? Did you rob me on that flop? What did you have? Tell me the truth.
No. Why should I
I
tell
get
you
the
the
feeling
truth?
if
Because
Curtis
I need to know the truth.
Well, I'm not going
calls
to tell
here,
you, because
Park,
if you want
this
to pay
could be
me
the
an
end
extra
of him.
$2,000 now, then I'll tell you the
Did you
cards
have a
off.
flash draw? Is that what you did to me?
I might have had a fantastic
doing him-
flash
don't
draw
do him
to
an
bet
awful lot of
trips, I
good.
could bet anything.
Cool.
But really,
Did you
all I
want to
know
rob
is-
me? You
it's,
didn't want to call one
I didn't
time.
want you to come with me. I wanted to get rid of you because I didn't trust
He's
you.
shown a lot of courage here, Curtis. His timing is just a little bit off.
I mean, from the
7.
perspective of the rhythm of the game,
Backdoor flash. and
just
up
seems
and
to be
down.
completely
Bet's
backwards.
2.5.
Nice hand.
Well, if Curtis has got in here, he's watched Roland have a go, he's watched Tony G have a go. Every time he comes in and takes a stand,
Close. Next time I might call.
goes
might push.
horribly wrong.
I was, to be honest with you, waiting for you to go over the top because I was just going to get rid of all these and just leave.
A bit
I
mystified
would
on
not
how
have
he's going to
walked
get
away.
away from this hit now that he's come this far.
If I pushed, I can feel when it comes.
I can walk out just the same as I can walk in. It's no difference in
No,
my
you're a
life.
rebuy. You're not going to walk out.
Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Perhaps he looks so much like he's going to call that
I'm gonna take-
he has
I'm
to
gonna
figure
take a
Roland
bite
knows that too.
Listen, do you see idiot written on my forehead?
I mean, it's not Tony G.
No.
I think you'll have 19 rebuys. You, after the first one will be the hard one. Then it
Once
won't
you get
matter
into it,
He's
anymore.
a bit
Yeah,
tough
okay.
on
Once you get through that,
Curtis. I
it'll be
mean,
just the
he's
wheels
just
will be
arrived
off.
in the game. He's
Nice
he's
downhill
involved in
with no brakes
in a
on
pretty
your
big
ass.
party here, and the white noise is coming from two
Could
sides.
happen. That's
Which
I
is
respect
not
that.
unusual tonight.
That's good. I'll settle with that.
Today, yesterday, last night.
He's gone all in.
Yeah.
What are you
And
doing? What is that? What is
Sixes.
that?
He's up.
What sort of hands are you playing?
this,
It's embarrassing. Are you embarrassed? Are you ashamed?
this is tough stuff from Tony G. Wolf back up to about 20,000. And I wouldn't be surprised if Phil wants to just take a little bit of a walk to
Is
clear
Phil-
his
is
head
Phil
before he
flying back
comes
now?
back.
Is he at 1 p.m.?
He's flying back with his
Brighton
tail
isn't as
firmly
far as
between
you'd
his
think.
legs.
Yeah.
He's booked an extra seat for his tail between his
He's
legs.
not his own private Boeing, no. He's got a fleet of them.
His ego
Oh,
has a
John
seat.
Curtis, he
Yeah.
He's been wondering what the hell has happened here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, Helmuth, not a...
You know, the way the game is going now,
That's a great
calm them
player.
down
He's
with a
great
pair of
for TV.
fives isn't as bad as it looks.
Well, I think the Premier League has all the
The
great
way
players
his
in this
game is
series.
going,
Really good,
and he
different
calling
characters.
down any other hand, he would have had the.
It's unbelievable how good it is.
He would have definitely won.
Finished last.
They've been bluffing every other time, and
I
you
never
know
watched
Phil
it.
just made up his mind.
I watched it myself.
He wasn't going to give up the pair.
No, you
5,000.
last. Roland, just be
Bought it
honest.
for 5,000.
You want the wooden spoon.
Thing is,
When they're in the championship, there'll be a lot less,
Oh,
yeah.
lot less spotlight on.
Yeah.
And it won't be long.
Raise to 300. Pass.
But Park,
Cool.
this I guess is the way.
Give you a spin.
It's sort of similar as far as Roland and. Oh, Kirill's got a big hand there. Roland and Tony are both concerned.
Oh, this is no good. Stupid.
Re-raise. 1,200.
Wow. Nice fold by Barry.
Pass.
I didn't want to interfere in the personal
Cool.
squabble.
And this call by Tony G probably
Well, there is a school of thought that it's a little loose, but he obviously thinks he's going to be able to take this pot from Kirill without hitting his hand.
Yep.
Eddie Charlton?
No, not that one.
8, 4, king.
I don't think you will. Kirill's got the ace of hearts.
He's a real character.
It'll be a bit of a result if he gets him off this one.
Oh, you're talking about Quinn. The guy, what's his, not Quinn?
Check.
Yeah, he did get banged.
I can picture him.
Well, this is interesting because
Long fella.
they're both pretty deep here.
That's 1,300.
Wow.
13, is it?
What's Kirill going to do here?
Well, Park is really... There's not more than one move, is there?
Completely flip out and that.
You know how Yuha played this type of hand. Try and get the chips in first. Jeez, how did Kirill get so deep? Oh, he's got over 30,000. He's got 30,000 there. Sorry. Can't really check raise all in when the bet's only 1,300, can you?
Well, that's what I was saying. It's a slightly different proposition to some of the ones we saw earlier.
Yeah.
It's got out of position with the
Whose turn is it?
with the ace of hearts.
The question is, what does he put Tony G on? He's a hard man to give a range of hands, Tony G.
I suppose the only certainty is that I'm pretty sure that Tony's been dealt 2 cards.
3,000 up. Pass.
And no words exchanged between those two.
Russian's giving you a bit of a kicking, if you don't mind me saying.
I don't think Tony will mind Barry saying that, no.
He played that
No,
really well.
I don't think Kirill will mind.
It's true. He's reading me like a book.
Parg, there's something inevitable about this. I mean, Kirill,
from the 80s.
in this cash game, he never seemed like a great man for accumulating the chips, but he always seemed like a man who was impossible to separate from his chips. And all of a sudden, that first part of the equation, he seems to have started to solve a little bit easier. Perhaps it's
But it was a great character.
sort of come in conjunction with him being dealt some winning hands. I didn't realize that may have been the only thing missing from his game.
It was like, the spread was 9-11.
Tony G and Roland the Wolfe out front, and Hearn has got quite a nice start to the game. But what about Phil Curtis? He's just been a bit unlucky, hasn't he? Starting to be bright in the morning at this partypoker.net big game. 5-handed, and Hearn's caught in the coffee clutch as the cards come out.
Steve Bull.
How do we get
Raise
a
to 200.
Steve Bull.
TV show, poker TV?
Steve Bull presents the grand final.
Friday night, Barry.
Pass.
To do it live, it's very hard, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Ankle.
There's lots of variations.
It's not big
but-
enough yet.
No, it's not, Tony. You're right, but it's
Why did I put in another 100?
Premier League could make it.
Because he raised
To make it
100.
live.
Yeah.
He's the big blind.
No.
No,
The
Kirill
dream
is.
would one
Okay.
day be at
Okay.
something like Leicester Square, Odeon Leicester Square, on the stage, soundproof
8,
box,
Jack, 6. Check.
massive crowd watching every single move.
400.
That would be great.
Tony G is
alive.
raised here with the 8-4. And
Getting towards in
Yeah.
the States before all the...
Yeah, but
Show me
the
one.
trouble is in the States, they never showed them the whole card. You've got to, if you're really trying to get the...
Yeah, no, they were going to do with the dome thing.
Yeah.
They were going
Oh,
to do the
yeah.
soundproof thing.
The poker dome. They didn't.
They never.
100 million wasn't enough to make an
That's
actual.
all. That's all going.
you know,
now.
Parg,
Yeah, no. Imagine
well,
you had.
everything is.
Imagine they gave you the budget. What you would
Do you
have
get the
done?
feeling you're at a business conference here?
You would have converted the whole
just
ground.
getting this overpowering feeling that
No, you would have
Tony G
converted
is
the whole
actually
ground
playing
into
really
a
well
real
tonight.
dome.
I mean,
Would have been people to come and watch.
Caribbean island somewhere.
You
Bevy
could
of
have had the
beauties.
poker on the ground
No,
and
no,
everything.
not
very
Big
strange.
screens.
25.
I mean, it's,
I'm beginning to get the feeling that
could
Tony
have
G is
done
weaving
is
chips
more
off the table. Does not compute.
I mean, they could have sponsored your club. Would have already been in the.
there was a fantastic plan before this cash game.
Football's only about money. If you've got enough money, you
started
can
at,
buy enough players. You know, you can
There was
do
going to be a
anything, but
concerted
it's
effort
like,
made to
as
find
our
out
Russian friend has seen,
exactly
you
how
know,
many
not
chips
this
were in
Russian
play at
friend,
all
another
time and
Russian
who'd
friend.
won what.
You know, you can
Don't
lose or
know.
lose hundreds and hundreds of millions.
Well, the best laid plans.
Raise to 3.
Wow, here comes Gerasimov to take kings. Barry will have a look.
Pass.
You know, those
What's the
kings
price on
look
Wendy
very
being ready for
strange in
Yeah, it'll be
Gerasimov's
ready.
hands.
I think so, yeah.
Pass.
I think it's a good bet now.
I don't think he's gotten many big pairs tonight. I mean, I don't. He's played
It's supposed to be ready for last year.
I know.
Jesus, he's really been
What
dry.
price you offer me, it won't be ready.
I know.
Starting
Roland,
card
you live in a
department.
world of offering prices.
7, 8.
And you're not that good at it, Roland.
Nine.
So you got to just slow down a bit.
It's done, effectively, right?
You want to bet, but you need some consultants. I have a team of consultants working the odds out. You know, would you believe it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
They all
look-
live in boxes in Romania.
No, they don't.
Locked up
They
in
don't.
cages.
I look after them. You know, I've got 2 people from Lithuania to come over just to have a look at everything. Look after everyone.
I drove past it the
In
other day.
fact, I
It
don't
looks really
discriminate.
good.
Like
Well, it is, but
Lithuanians,
now you're into
Australians,
this.
they can get the same salary.
You know, the experimental stage, aren't you? You've got to do so many under the deeds of local government. You've got to show, I think, 2 small events, and you build them, and you have, you know, everything is health and safety.
I feel like I'm
issues.
joining this conversation late, but I've been here the whole time.
It takes months to do that.
Leighton Orient Football Club, Brisbane Road. The first ever
was I listening
live
to?
win with Wilson.
Oh, it's Win with
Give me a
Wilson.
shout
I
at the
don't think
cash
the club's
games.
ready for that. I mean, you know, we have enough
Everyone's
problems.
got a card in the crowd, everyone. And they're playing when Will Wilson, the whole crowd.
Half time. Can Marty not do a win with Wilson at half
Win with
time?
Wilson at half time. Eliminate all the crowd.
And you win a Ferrari for first.
Yeah, at least.
Half time win with Wilson.
I've played in cash games like this before. you know when you've been.
But not by
you-
choice.
well, no, you start playing
You get
at the
different Wilsons
at
that
the
come in
Mirage
every
on a
week.
Saturday night.
You get Ray
Play all the
Wilson,
way
you
through.
You're a nice guy.
Sunday night, and all of a
Jockey
sudden
Wilson
Monday
1 week.
morning, the last tour set for the airport.
Win with Wilson.
You look
Jockey,
around.
Ray, and Martin.
There's 4 old guys looking to chop the blinds.
Wilson
You
Phillips.
promised now. I have to look maybe.
Another weekend over.
And you convince yourself that actually you can beat them. Jesus.
Yep. 400.
400.
Came.
This is
Kicker may be good. I don't know.
Can I bluff this? Is this for sale?
No. I got 2 pair with
one
the
thing
king
Curtis
kicker.
has done.
Oh, you're big then.
Never
You have
bluffed
to
you. I
say,
never
in a
bluffed
very
you. I haven't
impressive
bluffed you once.
fashion, Park, is since he's lost his first 10,000, is be patient.
Got a
I mean,
7?
I had a 7.
it hasn't panicked him. This is his case money on the
Quite
table. You got to say this man has got some composure.
You're certainly working on the hourly rate. Get it back to some kind of respectable figure. You know, it is a little bit frustrating when you're behind in a game and all of a sudden the guys start talking about football and how to run this business and win with Wilson and all that.
You've got a wet one in
What's
there.
the first blood?
There is a case to be made. But to say you guys playing poker or talking shit, hitting the cash desk.
We can get them through YTS.
Sorry, talking nonsense.
Get them off the street.
You know, you don't often
Best way,
advocate
best
this,
education
but
for a card player.
I think this game might actually be better served if the stakes were kicked down one notch.
Pass. Pass.
Or perhaps the live straddle was brought back into fashion.
Big time.
Pass.
Well, you know, we were expecting this game to be pretty lively at this stage.
Yeah.
And it's
Need something. Something was
it's slowly dying dead in front of our very eyes.
In life, in the ocean
it
of
felt
poker.
even obviously.
Well, there is a drama building.
10,
Well, I think
7.
the big drive to impress Barry Hearn has outweighed the greed for the time being.
This is another one. There's
Yeah.
just endless pots coming your way at the moment.
I mean, there is this.
It must be up huge.
Be almost
Phil Curtis can be a bit of a story.
If
Don't get me wrong, but I do feel like that. Right now, there's sort of this ego thing going on between Tony G and Roland the Wolfe, and they're taking shots at each other by taking shots at the others.
Got all day, right? All day.
I'll get back to you on that.
Oh, sorry.
How far's the hotel?
Towards the end of the week.
Very far.
Which hotel are you
If
guys
at all.
The one where
It's a very subtle current of drama
In
going through
traffic,
this.
with a taxi.
Stay
Marty's gone back to the books. Once the talk of win with Wilson is over, he don't want to listen to anymore. And who could blame him?
Flats, yeah.
Yeah, just there on the corner.
Yeah.
Roland's going to have to take a break at some stage to water his shirt.
Raise to 300. Cool.
I think this game is sort of
Cool.
everybody can stay even except Roland, who's he's having a lot of trouble staying even in this game.
Cool.
Well, this
What
is
can
so
you pass here,
I
Bash?
can't pass it. I've got value on anything.
Well, I mean,
Whatever
when
I've
you're
got, I've got value on.
Including having the best hand out of all of
Yeah,
them.
I've got the button.
But,
Got that going for
so no, sorry, Curtis
I'm
got
pleased
the
with it.
nines.
Got to have something
I think
going
Roland
for me.
kinda
It's
needs
not
this
my
pot.
hand.
10, 9, 4.
This is the first real bit of good news for Curtis.
It's brilliant news, Park. What did Wolfe say? Pot? Oh, he said check.
I think he said pot.
We've switched.
I sworn he said that
Pot
as
in
well.
all of a sudden.
You know what? I think he may genuinely.
He did say pot. I think.
You know, he's trying to pretend he meant it, but he could genuinely be hallucinating.
Well, he doesn't have to join the club.
1625.
Now, what is Curtis going to do? Park, I mean, obviously the call is dangerous because of all the draws, but the call
All in.
is dangerous because of all the draws.
And this is good news
How long
for,
till the break?
for Barry
You
Hearn.
know what? You've preempted me.
You were going to do that? I'll take it back then and just call.
No, I think you've made my decision for me. Thank you for that.
How much is it?
Could have been a clue for Roland as well if he was paying attention.
There could have been a clue there for a deaf man if he was paying attention. But I think attention was a long time ago. I think.
Oh dear. I don't think. How much more is it?
2,450.
Wow, you can think about it there, Roland.
Okay. And cool.
Think about it.
I think Roland will wish he had thought about it.
It's introducing a few new concepts here we haven't been dealing with for quite some time. in this game.
7, 9 is good.
Is it really good or are you drawing?
That's
No,
what I
it's good.
put him on. It's easy.
Is it really good or it's really good?
It's not good.
Come on, open your cards. Come on.
What do you
We've
mean?
been doing that
I
all
thought
day.
we had
Come
to.
on.
Don't you do because you're all in, but he actually
I don't have
doesn't.
to. You go.
No, it's been every hand.
Have you done it?
open.
Yeah.
We've done it. Come
It's good for
on.
TV.
Let's
Let me
spirit.
swear, just in case.
I have outs. I need a jack on the turn.
Oh, okay.
I'm not actually sure what the rules of this cash game say, but it has been sort of
Well, I've already
in the
put in,
spirit
like-
of the game
No, you
all
just need
night
the ball
long.
here with a 9 or a 4. 9 can't come.
Especially to a man who's losing $10,000.
Out. Out. No one had a
I need
jack.
Jack now.
It's okay. I wish I had a heart. This is going to be a nice beat.
Wouldn't surprise either Curtis or the
Jack
Wolf.
come.
Who thinks the jack's coming?
I think it's Jackson. I'll vote.
No one had a jack either. Here you go.
Can't.
Jack.
Couldn't do it.
Oh.
You were so nervous too.
I was feeling
Can
it
his
coming.
thing,
I've been
exactly.
running so bad with these things
Yeah.
today.
Feels
It's
so
an extra 2,450.
Oh, you executed
Felt a
that.
bit ill. That's
Hold on, wait.
what Phil Curtis's status was before this pot.
It cost me 23.
2450, so I give him 550 back.
But now,
Sorry.
It's only
and
800.
you can see the big turnaround.
I can't afford it. It's
I
800.
think it's known as a double up in the trade. It's a technical term.
Set me up.
A much needed pot for Phil Curtis, but he's got that red glaze of shark chum right now, doesn't he? It's pretty much been all Tony G since this game started. Although Hearn inching his way up the leaderboard. And next time, John McGill's gonna come back. He ain't bright-eyed, but will he be bushy-tailed? Find out when we continue with the partypoker.net Big Game.